At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Central Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 501-244-3667, or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right. Welcome. It is Monday, but we're going to power through this week. Appreciate you guys. This is a late live stream. That's my bad. Had some stuff, had some things that I was a little bit behind on. I didn't have time this weekend to get them addressed, so I was able to do that today, though. Why I'm a little bit behind. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, yo! What's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Welcome to the Tuss Talk with Ty Monday show. I don't know. We don't really have a quote-unquote Monday show because there's sometimes I'm unable to do lives on Monday. You know what, though? I've got a pretty good streak on Mondays. I don't know that I've missed a Monday yet. Okay. If you have any ideas for the Odd Soul poll, please fire away. Shout out to one of the things that held me back a little bit today was the Patreon list. So we got the Patreon list updated. That was tricky. But yeah, we do have the Patreon list updated. There it is. I mean, it's a slow crawl there. Look at that. We've got a third row of names. 56 people. And of course, you cannot forget the $8 plus club. I'm going to have to make a $20 up club. Good grief, some of you guys. But, yeah, I'm unable to do what I do without you guys. So special shout out to Patreon supporters. If you want to join, that link is provided for you down below. What's good, Ty? I saw the title and had to come check out what's going on. What's going on, 1521 corner? Hope all's well. Austin says better late than never. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Please, please, please. Hey, check this out. Did you guys see this? This hit the market. It's the zero sugar, or is it low sugar? It's low sugar, 4 grams of sugar. The best Mountain Dew on that's available between this and Taco Bell's Baja Blast and Pitch Black watermelon is tasty, man. It's so good. Just 4 grams of sugar. You guys know my fat ass is trying to get off that sugar. I've also been drinking the Celsius. You know, because you guys, it's funny. I still get DMs from time to time. You guys asking me, Ty, what are you drinking today? What water? What whiskey? What beer? What IPA? What are you doing? So that's why I give you guys the updates from time to time. All right. I'm wearing my lucky shirt. Arkansas could be getting some big news, too. Ron Holland. I did not put his name in the title. I didn't give him his own thumbnail because I'm waiting on the announcement. It is looking very promising that Ron Holland will be calling the Razorbacks. It's no secret. Rivals has future cast. I guess the crystal balls are just clanging around. The crystal balls are clanging around in favor of Ron Holland to become a Razorback. So we're kind of waiting on that. I had thought about, putting his name in the title, but I decided against it. I don't even think I tagged his name in the tag list that you can do when you upload videos. I'm gonna wait. If he announces, I'm crazy busy during the week. This week is nuts. We have I don't know how many softball games. We've got soccer. I think we might have a Girl Scouts thing. We've got math tutoring. I'm gonna do my best to try and keep up with all this. But Ron Holland It's looking very, very likely at this moment, as of today, May 8th, 2023, for anybody who comes back and watches this, because I get those comments too. I'm back 2 years later, Ty. As of today, it's looking very promising. He's going to call the Hogs, number one player out of the state of Texas. A forward, number one. I think he is the number one. I think he's unanimously the number one forward. Do not quote me on that. John Oliver, what's going on, man? Lots of good things going with Razorback sports outside of injuries, right? Injuries, when you split up the three sports, Texas needs to hurry up and release. Yeah, he's in his NIL. That's the rumor. I can't verify that. I don't know if that's again, please take that as just smoke or salt or whatever the hell you're supposed to take it with. But that is the belief that Ron Holland is under an NIL deal at Texas, and he's waiting to be let go of that. I don't think anyone knows the specifics of the NIL deal. If they do, I would love to bring them on and talk to them. I did actually reach out to one person in Texas media, waiting to see if he'll respond. But yeah, there's some specifics that I would love to get that no one else around here has. Ron Holland's going to be big. This is arguably, I mean, you're talking about the number one player out of the state of Texas. That's absolutely huge. So we'll see what happens there. What's going on? What's up, Blood Diamond? How you doing, man? Eric Marler says not unanimous on 3. Oh, see, that's what I said. I think I don't ever write anything in concrete. Thank you, Eric Marler, sir. Baseball getting some guys back. Yeah, they are. They're supposed to get. We know Tigert has he's already pitched. What is he at? 20. They're keeping him at like 20, 25 pitches. Arkansas with a big sweep this weekend. That was huge. I mean, I thought they would get the win. You're always a little bit nervous when they, when they leave bomb. You're always a little bit nervous about what's going on there. Let's see. Watching from Arkansas City, Jeff Brown says. Arkansas City, Kansas, but I'm from Heber Springs. Oh, okay. All right. I had to correct them on how they pronounce their own city name because they pronounce it Arkansas. Oh, those sons of bitches. Those sons of bitches. How dare they? All right. Scrolling up here. Ty, spring game. Love both offense and defense. Very aggressive. We will get big plays against us due to aggressiveness, but it will be good. Offensive RBO is going to be fun. RPO? What? Manny, you might need to clarify that. I'm not really sure. I hear it. I think I know what you're saying. Yeah, I don't disagree. NLI, not NIL. Well, NIL stands for name, image, and likeliness, Jared Horvatin, whatever. Horvatin. It's name, image, and likeliness is typically how people talk about it. It's how it's usually abbreviated. What's your favorite Arkansas sport? Cade, you're an OG. I feel like you ought to know this by now. Apparently, Tigert was supposed to throw another inning, but when it went so long between the second and third, they decided to keep him in the pen to finish his pitches. Yeah. Oh, it's his NIL you're saying. Okay. I thought he had an NIL deal. I have heard he was strapped down with an NIL deal too. Is that not true? Now, he's already been let out of his NIL, right? Yeah, you're right. His national letter of intent. Maybe I'm just getting them mixed up. I assume it's football. Yeah, of course it's football, Cade. Of course. Thanks for calling me an OG. You're an OG. You've been around. I've seen you around. I know you're around. You used to be in our Discord, but you bounced. Texas hasn't granted him release yet. I thought they had. And I thought it was the other thing we're waiting on because I'd heard there was some kind of NIL deal that was holding him down, that they were waiting, like maybe there's some sort of contractual agreement. You know how that works out with that stuff. Okay, well, there you go. Thank you for the retweets, by the way. I appreciate that. John. Scroll up. I see what you're saying now. My bad. Portal season's fire. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It is. Good to be with you, gentlemen. Hey, John, how you doing, man? Seen a couple names I haven't seen in here in a while. Jared is Go Hogs, Woo Pig Sue in Discord. Oh, okay. Well, appreciate that. Thank you, sir. It's hard to keep up with. Some of you guys have different Discord names with YouTube names with Patreon names, and then it gets really confusing. So maybe someone can clear this up with the NIL stuff. Does he not also have an NIL deal that's keeping him contractually obligated in Texas or something? Maybe that was some bullshit. I don't know. Another day, another 50 cent. Another 50 cent. Yeah. Go Hogs wants to know, are you more confident now this time last year for how successful football will be? Okay. By the way, we have a couple sponsors. Direct Service Overhead, the very first sponsor of this show. Their link is provided for you down below, but they offer free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes. If you need work done on your garage door, give them a call. Where's my ad read at? Here we go. Give them a call. We've got some pictures of some of the work that they've done in our Discord. It's absolutely fantastic. 501-244-3667. Again, 501-244-3667. Give them a call. It's free. They'll come out. They'll take a look at your garage door. That's repairs, replacement, whatever you need. Also, Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzeria located on Emma Street in Springdale, Arkansas. Fantastic pies. Great stuff on tap. Local IPAs. You name it. Again, we got some more pictures of their food and their establishment, if you will, in our Discord. It's an awesome environment. So go check out their links provided for you down below and go check them out. Odd Soul's delicious. We had Ty Richardson on last week, and he really bragged on the Odd Soul. That was really cool. It's really neat. Have someone on who's going to compliment one of your sponsors like that. That was really cool. As far as my take on Razorback football, again, I kind of take it 1 week at a time with how I want to approach that. And also, we're still kind of waiting on what's going on in the portal. I don't know that they can make too many more moves in the portal that are like mind-blowing, right? Like I know there's some names, and we're going to go over those lists. We're going to go over some of those names here in just a minute. Some people that they've offered. So we're going to go over that. Obviously there's nothing outside of the portal. That's just what we're waiting on. That's kind of the final thing, the final piece. Do they go after, there's a couple of wideouts that are out there that names have been dropped. There's a couple more DBs. We know they're probably going to sign at least one more interior. It sounds that way, that they're going to go after one more interior defensive lineman. I think there's not a lot more that can happen that can change my mind and where I'm at. I have a number in my head that's that I've kind of circled. I've circled on. There's at least a number in my head in total wins where I would probably put Arkansas at. I'm not going to say whether it's better or worse than where I was at last year. Last year, coming out of spring camp, I said 9. And then my official prediction, which was Cincinnati prep week, which was week 1, I changed that number. I actually went from 9 to 8. Had a number of people not real thrilled with that. A couple of people in live chat were kind of coming at me a little bit. I had a couple DMs, Discord and Twitter, and I had one person DM me on Facebook that didn't like that I'd gone from 9 to 8, and they said I'm going in the wrong direction. Turns out I didn't go far enough down. So, of course, whatever number I give you, it may change by the end of fall camp, right? So, right now, to answer your question, whoever asked that, I apologize. I'm not prepared to say, but it'll be a video. I'm going to make it into a video. I worked on a video on Friday, the KJ Jefferson, which is why I didn't go live on Friday. Did I go live on Friday? I don't remember going live on Friday. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I didn't look. I don't remember. This weekend was nuts. Friday, really Thursday on throughout this weekend was nuts. I spent time in Madison County, Arkansas yesterday. picked my kids up from camp, and then I went to Wesley, Arkansas. If any of you guys are familiar with Wesley, I guarantee you, I bet I can count on one hand the amount of you who have ever heard of Wesley, Arkansas. But I've got family that lives there. A little TMI, but that is where my mom is buried. My mom is buried at Cherry Creek Cemetery in Wesley, Arkansas. It's like a 35, 40-minute drive from where I live over here in East Arkansas. Maybe not that long. Maybe 30 minutes. But so we went there, took my kids. So we had kind of a busy weekend. Last week seems like a blur to me. But I told you guys I'm working on a KJ video, and I still am. I'm still working on the KJ Jefferson video. It's been the most challenging video I've ever done. It has been the most difficult video I have ever made, period. It's the most difficult piece of content that I've ever worked on. And I wanted it out. I wanted it out sometime this weekend, and I just couldn't make it happen. There was too much chaos. And then I had a little bit of time Saturday to sit down and work and try and put something together, and I couldn't do it. I had one video fleshed out, done, but then there were some technical issues, and then I went back and I watched it. I almost made it public. I went back and watched it, and I was like, I don't like that. So I deleted it and took it down. It has been the most complicated video I've ever done, ever. Is just trying to nail down KJ Jefferson in 2023. That's what the video's about. It's about his ceiling. And then you kind of, what happens naturally is you teeter into the Razorback offense in 2023, right? Like, and then you start talking about Dan Enos, then you start talking about Kendall Briles and the veer and shoot. You just kind of go all over the place, and then you realize, holy shit, I'm all over the place with this video. So I don't know if I'm ever going to release a KJ ceiling video or not, but I mean I want to, but that is proven to be the most difficult piece of content that I have ever made. And I've been making content. Listen, video games on another YouTube channel. I was a part of a podcast on Twitch. Definitely did quite a bit there, right? I've concentrated on Razorback sports for how long? Going back full time since 2018 is when I really went full time. This is the most difficult video I've ever done. So I'll just say that. But yeah, I don't know you'll know when I go in on the offense. We went in 15. Write it down. Jeff Ancient says, just let it flow. As long as I've been making content, man, I wish I had that mindset. I just don't. I do on live streams, and that's why I enjoy doing them. There's no listen. I'm gonna goof up. Hell, I already did today. I guess I've been mixing up the NIL stuff with Holland with getting out of his agreement with the University of Texas. But I don't care. Like, it doesn't. Okay, whatever. I think there might still be something to that, because I swear I remember reading that on Twitter that he had a big NIL deal, and that they may be waiting on him getting out of that. And I think also, I thought he'd already been let out of his intent. I thought they already let him out of that a long time ago, and I guess not. Saturday night was because of marshmallow whiskey. Yeah, Saturday night, I definitely put some back Saturday night. I had the house to myself for a little bit, and I was like, I had a rough Saturday, and I thought, no, we're just gonna put back some whiskey. I'm on the 9-3 train, 4-0 non-conference. Okay, 3-0 at home, win at Florida, and then either Ole Miss or A&M, says John Oliver. Yeah, I was on 9 wins last year. I was on 9 wins a year ago, coming out of spring. Schedule strength also has big impact. Definitely the easiest schedules since Sam got here. Maybe not the easiest schedule layout. That 4-game stretch is going to be rough. Yeah, for sure. What video games did you make videos on? Do you still play? Dude, I covered I had a Diablo 2 HD video. I guessed Diablo 2 HD was coming, or a remaster, and it did several years later, but it still happened. No Man's Sky, I did a video on No Man's Sky. They were awful videos. They were not good. All right, let's we've kind of gone over a little bit of everything. But yeah, going back to Ron Holland, I think the smoke is there. I think we all can agree on one thing, and that's that Ron Holland's going to end up being a Razorback. Apparently, I'm looking at Twitter here. It looks like Ford is visiting Arkansas State. That's coming from JC Hoops on Twitter. Ford is currently visiting Arkansas State. I don't think that's a huge shock, though, right? Wasn't that kind of a rumor? Wasn't he one of those players that people were going on about going to Arkansas State? All right, Var'Keyes Gums recommits to Arkansas. You talk about a adventure. I tell you what, the transfer portal, if it's even if you're not good in the portal, and Arkansas is, they're good. They're good in the portal. Basketball, baseball, football. I think they're crushing it across all three sports of the portal. But let's say you're not in the portal doing really hot. At least one of the things that you could take from it, it's a bit of a roller coaster ride. Arkansas has been on both ends of this. Var'Keyes Gums, tight end. I'm all about this kid. I like him. I know he's not the 6'6", 250-pound, tight end that some people want. That's not what he is. He's built a little smaller. I think he's 6'3". What is he, under 230? I know I have his measurable somewhere. I'm looking on the wrong page. But Gums initially committed to Arkansas back on April 23rd. Going into this past weekend, I thought Deion Sanders was all over this. And I'm not so sure that maybe he didn't have some kind of – maybe Deion Sanders – well, I don't know. I'm not going to – he took his visit to Cal. We know that. Gums took his visit to Cal. But he had decommitted from Arkansas and then went on this trip. So I don't know – and that's weird that he would just decommit anyways. I wonder if that was Sam telling him, like, look, if you're going to go over there, you're not going over there as a commit to Arkansas. We're not playing that. Or if Cal didn't do that on the other end, like, look, we're not going to take your visit if you're committed to another school, which could have happened. Or neither. He may have just – I know he's talked to the media and he said he wanted to make sure he was making the right choice. It doesn't really speak to why he felt like he needed to decommit, though. We don't have any explanation to that. We don't know if a coaching staff didn't tell him, like, hey, look, man, you can't be committed anywhere if you're going to take that trip. But he did. He takes a visit to Cal. And then May 7th, a day being back or whatever, I guess he talked to the media and said he's recommitted to the University of Arkansas. His offers include, of course, Arkansas, West Virginia, Colorado, Cal, Utah, Florida Atlantic, and I thought there was another one in there. He was pretty good at North Texas. There's no doubt he was quite the baller, and I think Arkansas. I loved his commitment right out the gate. He hit the portal, and several schools reached out to him within 48 hours, and of course he eventually ended up committing to Arkansas, then decommitting, goes on that visit to Cal, and then he comes back and he's like, yeah, all right, I'm good. I'm gonna stick it out with Arkansas. Gums caught 34 passes for 458 yards and 5 touchdowns a year ago. Again, I think it's a big-time get. He's a 4-star. According to the portal rankings on 247, he is a 4-star. Arkansas is also going to get some visits. I know they're getting I can't pronounce his first name. Is it Kiwi Rose? They're going to get a midweek visit. Now, see, I thought his visit was last week or was going to be last week, and I guess that ended up not happening. But he's the interior defensive lineman at Louisiana Tech, 6'3", 303. In 2022, he had 25 tackles and 2 sacks, forced a couple of fumbles. He's got some legit offers, and I've been told that he is considered a pretty hot commodity. Miami, Mississippi State, TCU, Ole Miss, Virginia Tech, Colorado. He played at Henderson High School in Texas. So then you have Jaden Muskrat. Muskrat, who, of course, we've talked about him a couple of times. He played, I want to say it was 1 year at Bentonville West. Ends up going to Tulsa. He's been in the portal now for a minute. I believe he was in town last week. Let me double-check this. Yeah, he was in town. If I'm looking at this right, it was last week. Muskrat, 6'3", 308. Sounds like Muskrat. Now, look, he played tackle. And there's not very many 6'3" tackles in Power 5 football that I'm aware of. These are typically, you might see a 6'5" right tackle, maybe. if that's the case, typically there's an upside, like they're quick or they're freakishly strong. Great footwork, right? I mean, you've got to be able to you got to be pretty athletic, right? Your hips you've got to be moving. You've got to be moving and grooving, baby, to play outside, to block on the outside, and especially at the left tackle spot. But Muskrat will not play wherever he goes. He will not play tackle. He is expected with that 6'3", 310-pound frame to play interior. Sounds like Jaden Muskrat is down between Arkansas and Auburn. I'd heard there are a couple other schools, well, there are several other schools really interested in Jaden. But Otis Kirk stated on Pig Trail Nation that he had written this out in an article that it's going to come down between Arkansas and Auburn. So that's we'll see. I don't know. I feel like Auburn. I don't know which school offers the most upside for him right now, and I don't know that I see him coming in and being anything more than a two-deep guy at Arkansas year one. Now, the good news is maybe this is for him. He understands this is a long-term deal. He's got 3 years to play. So, we could see in a couple of years. But you want depth, quality depth. Jaden Muskrat is that. I mean, he's highly considered. A couple of people I've talked with about him really like Muskrat quite a bit. Another name that someone had asked me about was Arkansas State tight end. If I'm pronouncing his name right, this is a badass name. Sadal Traore. Am I pronouncing that right? Is Austin in chat? Am I pronouncing that right, Austin? Sadal Traore. That is a badass name. I did not realize the kind of numbers he had. He's in the portal. He originally, so he's actually not from Arkansas. He was at Arkansas State. He transferred to Colorado. He's back in the portal again. I know that's red flags, and maybe there's some rules there to be concerned about. Is he a senior? Because if he's a senior, he's if I interpret those rules correctly, he's eligible no matter what. If he's a grad transfer, right? Isn't that how that rule works? He had 50 passes for 655 yards and 4 touchdowns in 2022. Originally from London, England. Arkansas, and this was confirmed to me by 2 different people, Arkansas did offer him when Gums decommitted. So they offered him out of the portal. I don't know if that offer's still out there. I don't know. I mean, only probably the University of Arkansas could speak to that. Sadal Traore, that is such a badass name. I don't know why. It sounds like a Game of Thrones or maybe a Lord of the Rings character. Sadal Traore. Sounds cool. So those are some names right there. And, of course, like I mentioned, Rose is on his visit this week. Middle of the week is Kaivi Rose. Again, defensive tackle out of Louisiana Tech. He's supposed to be here, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. You know how that works. Sometimes the dates get all mixed up. Jaden Muskrat was already here. I guess he's already kind of talked with the media. Keep in mind, I'm also playing catch-up like you guys are with some of this stuff because the ending of last week and this weekend just kind of crazy. But, yeah, and then, again, only because someone had asked me in the DMs about Sadal Traore. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if they have an offer out on him or not anymore. I don't know if they're still interested. You would imagine probably not with Gums recommitting. It'd be kind of a dick move maybe to take his commitment. I don't know that they're with the space they have to work with that they want to use it on another tight end. But just a name to keep an eye on. I don't know the rest of his list. I had heard there's some pretty good schools on his offer list. Also, we have some more rumored offers. Cannot get confirmation as to whether or not they offered them or not. But again, these are names that I've seen kind of mentioned here and there. Amante Struthers, 6'1", defensive back, 6'1", 6'2", about 200 pounds, out of Delaware. By the way, badass jerseys. I forgot how cool their jerseys are. I love that. I love their look. I love their colors, that blue and yellow. But again, he's a super senior, so I'm pretty sure he's a grad transfer. And then the Michigan State wide receiver, I can't get confirmation if they offered him or not, but Keon Coleman. Have you guys seen this kid? Have you seen this kid out of Michigan State? He enrolled in Michigan State in middle of July of 2021. He grades out on Pro Football Focus at 76.1. He's 6'4". What does PFF say? 6'4", 210 pounds. He's going into his junior season. He's going into his third year. He has a receiving grade of almost 76, by the way, for anybody curious. 2022, he had 58 catches, 798 yards, 7 touchdowns. So from what I understand, there's a good possibility here that Arkansas has offered him. So, yeah, and a number of schools have already reached out. 6'4", 200 pounds. So there's you some names out of the portal to kind of keep an eye on. Trey Biddy just gave us the nod for Ron Holland. Oh, yeah. We talked about that a little bit ago. Don't tell me he committed. Don't tell me he committed while I'm live again, damn it. Did he do that? Did he commit while I'm live? This happens every time. The Arkansas State kid is number 2 ranked tight end according to PFF. Pittman said they would take best available with remaining scholarships. Yeah, I mean, that is true. Sam did say that. He's mentioned that before about just anybody if they feel like they're good enough. I don't know. I don't know that they should go after another tight end with Gums' commitment. With now, if this were a road grader, if this were like a 6'5", 250-pound light on his feet, extra tackle tight end type who can also catch the ball pretty well. I mean, that would be hard to get, but I could understand that. But this looks like another Shamar Easter, Luke Haas, Gums. Like, it looks like another edition of a receiving tight end. I don't know. I haven't looked at his numbers on PFF. I literally just looked up his name. If you say he ranks that high on PFF, that's absolutely incredible. I would still take Traore just because he could be a big wideout. I mean, that's really what all these guys are on this roster. Washington, they're just big, slightly more physical wide receivers. I don't know how well they're going to block. That's going to matter because you're going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets. I like what John Oliver says here. I'd prefer more defensive depth at this point. I agree with that. I'm good with Gums. I'm good with Gums, and then go out and get yourself some more DBs. I think how many offers do they have left? Are they down to 6? They just took the linebacker from Cincinnati, who we haven't talked about. I don't think. Did we? I don't think we did. Trey Knox, question mark? Who? I don't know what you're talking about, Eric. KJ's licking his chops. He's gonna have a number of big receivers to throw to, isn't he? I mean, the average player lining up at wideout or lining up to catch the ball is gonna be like 6'4", outside of Centennia, right? Like, your average player that's an eligible receiver, if you want to go with a 4 or 5 wide set, if you want to go with like an empty set, you're going to have just these monstrous receivers. And that's a Sam Pittman thing, I've been told. I always thought that was a Kendall Briles thing. No, it's a Sam Pittman thing. Apparently he likes lengthy wide receivers, and, I mean, obviously worked out pretty well with Treylon Burks, who's a tall 6'2", right? Long arms, wide catch radius. Big tight end. Well, yeah, but he's not here anymore, though, Eric. I don't know what he's in South Carolina. He did line up in-state at Arkansas State, or inside at Arkansas State, but he's a little small for that. Yeah, the SEC's a different animal. Yeah, it's a different animal. And listen, it's not to say that someone who's 6'3", 230 pounds can't block. But if, in this offense, I think the way they're going to try and utilize, you're going to need someone besides backs. I have no doubt that backs is going to be a pretty decent blocking type of, tight end. But I think you need more than just one guy who you can rely on. Imagine going with a 2 tight end set. We have a couple tight ends that can block really well. And who knows, Washington seemed to take on to blocking pretty well from what I saw in camp. I think the younger guys are still trying to get the hang of it. It's just different at this level, and the bigger, the better, the badder, right? Hey, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Wilson Wood says Holland has been let out of his NLI. So he has been let out? Man, I don't know. I mean, obviously when it happens, when he does commit, I think he's going to end up being a Razorback. I'm going to do my best to. Hopefully I'm available and I can do a reaction to it. If he's going to announce on Instagram like a live stream, I'd love that too, but I doubt it since he's already committed to Texas and now he's decommitted. He's kind of already gone through that initial ceremonial phase in the high school recruiting. You know what I mean? I think now he's just going to come out and say it, right? He's going to go out on Instagram or Twitter. Yo, what it do, Ty? What's up, Kopesky? Here's a hot take. Oh, God. If O-line can hold, then KJ will throw great numbers. I think you might be on to something there, Kopesky. If the running back can hit holes fast, they're gonna rush for 1,000 yards. That's mild for you. Do better. That's funny. I think he was being ironic. We have some high school recruiting news as well. Arkansas made the short list for a 4-star safety. Jordan Pride out of, God, I can't pronounce that town. Is it Blount? Wait, is that a B-I? Good Lord, I need glasses. Is that Blountstown? Blountstown? I thought that was B-I-O-U. B-L-O-U. Okay, Blountstown, Florida. I've never heard of it. He is a 4-star prospect. Florida and A&M all over this kid, but Jordan Pride, who's never say never in the state of Florida with who you have on the staff in the secondary, never say never. Now, I don't know that Arkansas – listen, you make their top 6 or top 5. It's the top 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A&M, Arkansas, Florida, Ole Miss, Bama, and Tennessee. That's not bad, right? 6'2", 175. It's Blountstown. Definitely not Bluntstown. He was at one point committed to Florida State and decommitted. I think if I looked at that right, he decommitted, was it April? I think he decommitted in April maybe. Or maybe he committed. I don't know. Whatever. Not that long ago. So, yeah. Nigel Smith, 4-star defensive lineman from Melissa, Texas, has us in the top 8. Wait a minute. When was that? Let me look this up really quick. I believe you, Jared. I just want to look this up. It is very possible I've missed some shit. Not going to lie. Where's he at? Here we go. Okay. Says he's... yeah, 4-star. Okay. See if we can look him up on the Twitters. Well, was this a Twitter announcement? Is that what this was? Let's look it up. Nigel Smith, latest. Well, Oklahoma fans. I'm not seeing it. Well, Oklahoma fans think they got him. There's a lot of... Oh, here we go. Okay, I see it. This was 2 hours ago. All right. Yeah, there it is. Nigel Smith. I was right in the middle of getting my Patreon stuff edited, my video. The sponsor ad, I had to make some changes. That's what I was doing a couple hours ago. Of course, this stuff happens, and I'm unavailable, but he did. He put Arkansas in the top 8. I don't make much of the top. Let's talk like top 5 and then down. You know what I mean? Anymore, you get these kids who they put out like their top 20. I have 21 offers. Here's my top 20. 8 is definitely fewer than 20, though. That is cool. Oklahoma, Texas, Rutgers. Wow. The Rutgers. Okay. Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, A&M, and Arkansas. Rutgers. Huh. Out of Melissa, Texas. Well, shout out. Good call. Who was that in the live chat? Who said that? Was that Jared? Okay, Jared. Good call, man. Yeah, Oklahoma fans are all over this. They think he's going to end up being a boomer sooner. Did anyone catch the IG Live with Holland and AB other night? No. Late, but I'm here. What's up, Feral Hog, man? How you doing? What's going on? What if Texas knows Holland is coming to Arkansas and doesn't let him out of his? And I don't know. See, I thought he was already out. I thought they let him out of that, and I did not. I didn't know that he was still. I thought it was the other way around. I thought there was some kind of NIL, name, image, likeliness deal that he was trying to get out of. In fact, I saw that posted somewhere. Went to school there, 1st and 2nd grade. Oh, okay, cool. Ty, are you a hockey fan? No. Nope. I mean, if the Blues are on, I'll watch them, but I'm not really. No. Making the top list. Let's see. Making the top list for several of these highly rated guys says something about our new staff. I mean, and I hear what you're saying on that, Austin, and I don't disagree, but it's not like that's something brand new here. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. There was a time where that wasn't really happening as often. These high-rated 4- and 5-star players. I would argue getting them on campus means more than making their list, especially when it's like a top 10, top 8 list. If it's like top 3, you're on the short list for a highly contested, one of these 4 stars or obviously 5 stars that everybody and their mom wants, and you make their top 3 and they're planning a visit. That's the stuff where it's like, holy shit. I mean, that's big, right? Getting a 5-star to visit is it's tough. It's not always easy because they only get a certain amount of official visits a year, right? Again, I think that number's 5. No one's ever corrected me on that, so I'm just going to assume that's right. We all make mistakes. But, yeah, I think it is cool. It is neat to make their top 10, top 8, top 6. But top 3, and it's kind of down between you and whoever, right? Which they're doing in the portal, by the way. They're going out and they're grabbing 5 stars out of the portal. I was going to talk a little bit for just a second about well, hang on here. Let me make sure I don't have okay. McAdoo. All right, we know he's something going on there. I mean, we know he was involved in an accident and got a little dinged up, right? I'm not sure when he's going to come back. I've heard a couple of different scenarios of his return. I do think he comes back for the 2023 season. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think at some point it's likely he could come back for the 2023 season. I usually don't comment on injuries like that, especially off the field stuff. And I'll just say that there's certainly a way for him to come back, I think, in 2023. We'll see. I don't know the specifics of his injury. I'm just trying to word this carefully. But the point being, Arkansas making these short lists, right? It matters. Going out and bringing these big-time prospects in matters. But how about this? How about this, though, right? You could be without, let's just say in one scenario, maybe you are without McAdoo all year. Man, I wish they had some big-time player right behind him who could maybe come in fall camp. He wasn't here during the spring, but he could come in fall camp, and maybe he could become a contributor and eventually challenge that spot and be maybe be a starter. If only they had that guy, and he's already kind of been, I don't want to say baptized in the SEC, but he's certainly been around the SEC for a year. And let's just say in this scenario too, he's a redshirt freshman and he's a former 5-star, Jaheim Singletary. You have that, right? you are bringing these kids in, and look at the scenario here that could play out, which is that Quincy McAdoo, I don't know if he's going to play or not. Let me hit the reset button on that. I have no idea what his I don't even know the specifics of his injury. I've been told a couple of different things. There's a possibility he comes back. He may not. Let's go with the last part here. Let's say he doesn't come back. Well, now you have Jaheim Singletary, who's a redshirt freshman, former 5-star, a kid that I've talked to Georgia people with. In fact, I was on a show with a Georgia Bulldog YouTuber, and have talked to him a little bit off air. And I need to talk to him again. Maybe I'll bring him on the show. I don't know, but I talked to him about Singletary. There's a lot of hope over there. They were pretty bummed to see him go, but one of the reasons why he transferred out was because he was going to make 2 deep, but he wasn't going to start at Georgia. Think about that, man. You're grabbing a player that's good enough to one day down the road, maybe next year, be a starter at Georgia. He could get plugged right in. Thank God you have that. Now, obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with McAdoo. I want McAdoo to be full go. I know he wants to be full go, and thoughts and prayers are with that cat, right? Guy's got a really high ceiling, as it turns out, in the secondary. Who would have thought he would have the kind of year that he did a year ago? But at least Arkansas has that option, and it's because you're able to bring in that caliber of talent, that highly rated player out of the portal who is a redshirt freshman, who will be a redshirt freshman. And we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? I mean, just because you've got 5 stars next to your name doesn't mean you're going to walk in and light the world on fire. I don't know. I mean, McAdoo's situation was awfully unique. He was a 4-star. He probably should have been an athlete out of high school, but he was a 4-star wide receiver. Really good corner. In fact, people had told me he's a better corner than he is a wideout, and Arkansas offered him to play wideout. Look what he did. He makes the move, and he's a badass. He has an incredible first year. Didn't fall camp. He was not lining up in the secondary, and look how that turned out. So you never really know how these things turn out. Now, he was a 4-star. He was considered really gifted, maybe even pretty underrated out of high school, despite even being a 4-star. I don't think he was a unanimous 4-star. I don't remember. So, again, yeah, you're making the short list. It's good to see that with these 4- and 5-star players. And I think that's not completely new to Arkansas. It's getting them on campus, right? Now, Jaheim Singletary, I don't recall him ever visiting. The portal works differently, right? Like, I mean, whatever. I guess these kids kind of already know what they're in for. But bringing the high school kids, onto campus is a big deal. Getting them here, which is why June is going to be a really big month. You're way behind the live feed. Yeah, he is. He's probably started over. I'm still being corrected. Again, I get that. I had it backwards. I thought he had a NIL deal that was holding him down. 4 cracked bones. Oh, okay. 4 cracked bones in his neck and bones, says Montario Knight. Okay. Join the Discord. No. Yeah, and I put that out on Twitter and Facebook as well for you guys. I thought college football fans in the U.S. were insane. Oh, yeah. Naples, Italy has some insane fans. Yeah. I thought there was a question up top on chat, but yeah, it's good that you have that to fall back on, right? And that's why it's going to be imperative that they go out and maybe find themselves another, someone else that can maybe help them out in the secondary. I think they're probably. I kind of wonder if this situation with McAdoo doesn't make them go after an extra defensive back. We know they're already interested. We know that there's some names out there that have been thrown around. We have – who's left on this list? On the portal target list. Travis Jay out of Florida State. Now, he's more of a safety corner. I think he played safety at Florida State. He's had kind of a mixed career. I don't know what the hell happened in 2022. But Travis Jay is someone who's in the portal. Maybe Arkansas will go after. Trey Amos, kid out of Louisiana Lafayette. I think Arkansas has an offer on the table for him. Did I already go over his name earlier? I feel like I did. But Trey Amos is out there, and there was one more. Brandon Gant, another Florida State player. So it wouldn't shock me at all if Arkansas goes after another DB just to kind of help offset this issue with McAdoo. But again, you've got some you're doing pretty well. Arkansas is in really good shape out of the portal, especially I think when you look at the secondary, even without McAdoo, yeah, you're a little concerned, don't get me wrong. But at no point did we realize what McAdoo was. And we didn't have a highly touted player like a Jaheim Singletary to kind of lean on. So we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully it doesn't matter and McAdoo is available to participate. I'm not so sure that he's going to participate during fall camp, which kind of sucks. We'll see. That could change. That might, again, I don't know enough about the injury. I don't know what the rehabilitation looks like and all the stuff that he's going to have to go throughout the summer. Obviously, he's going to miss out on the strength conditioning portion of the offseason, and it's looking like he may not participate during fall camp. So we'll have to wait and see come late July, kind of where he's at. Maybe we'll have some updates on him. So, all right, what do we have? Don't say that. Don't say that, Playboy. I hope not, man. I hope not. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. I started at the beginning, and yeah, it happens a lot. Don't worry about it, Farrell. All right, that is going to do it. I want to say thank you guys for being here. I guess we're just waiting on the University of Texas to let Ron Holland out. I don't know. Some of you guys are good at keeping me on my toes, so we'll keep an eye on that. But he continues to get crystal balled and future cast. Is that what they call it on Rivals? The future cast. He keeps getting them. A lot of smoke that Holland's going to end up at Arkansas. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, and expect some portal news probably this week. Again, I know they have, what's his name is on campus. I just had his name up. Muskrat. No. Rose. Rose will be on campus. There's a possibility that Arkansas could have some news on him this week after his official visit, which I think it's sometime between Tuesday and Thursday. So just be on the lookout for that. And Muskrat. You've also got Muskrat out there picking between Arkansas and Auburn, who had his visit last weekend, by the way. And Var'Keyes Gums recommitted to Arkansas. We covered it all, man. We got it all nailed down. For anyone who's curious about Rose, but his defensive PFF grade, it's 69.7, but his pass rush grade is 72.4, according to Pro Football Focus. So, yeah. All right. That's it, man. I'll be back, obviously, assuming Ron Holland commits. I'll try to be back with a reaction video. If I could cover it live, that would be great too. But, yeah. We'll have to wait and see how this week plays out. Everyone told me he was going to commit on Friday, and that didn't happen. And then Saturday, and then Sunday, and now we're on Monday. So we'll see. But I will obviously have a reaction to it, either immediately following or it could be the next day. But be on the lookout for that. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys then. Be good.